Hello, welcome to the Heart's Frontier, and welcome back if you're returning. If you're new, then make sure you like and subscribe if you do like the video. And this is a twin flame reading. Twin flame, soulmate, divine masculine, feminine, your person. Yeah, I'm just putting some cards away. Sorry if I look distracted. I just really wanted to jump on and start talking, and I knew this was going to take me a moment. So, one of the things that I have been feeling a lot lately with the collective here is that there is a lot of there are many reminders to look at nature. I'm getting lots and lots of animal symbolism lately and imagery. One that is popping up frequently for the twin flame journey for what I'm seeing here is the elephant, the zebra, and actually I saw some peacocks as like quite a large sign earlier in the week. But yeah, zebra, elephant, and squirrels. Squirrels are still, I think that's actually like a general collective energy. And it's certainly true of my life. I keep having these just really funny run-ins with squirrels, but that's for another day or not. Now I'm just gonna really see and look and see what's going on. So I'll do you, shared, your person, or divine feminine, shared, divine masculine. However, you can take whatever it is that resonates. And if you don't, like if you're not on this journey, if you're like, yeah, I don't think that's me, there still might be something in here for you because love readings are love readings. And it may be that some aspects of the connection are similar. And if it doesn't resonate with you and you're listening, then just, you don't have to listen to the rest. You can find any other video. They're all timeless, really. So when you find them is when you're meant to find them. I will have sometimes people will come back and say, oh, I just watched this, but it was, a few weeks late. That doesn't matter. If you got what you needed from it, then I'm happy. That's all good. All good. Okay. I've been feeling like the feminine has been getting a lot done. Like really, there's been like a lot of finding security I'm hearing. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what's going on their side. I'm just going to pull a few cards and then read from the stacks today. Let me know in the comments below if you do resonate with this, because I'm curious. I've been feeling as though the divine feminines are feeling as though they need to individualize and see their own path. So I've been noticing a lot of readers have been shifting whether or not they're going to do twin flame readings or not, or, and I understand and resonate with that because there are way more aspects to life and to the journey in general than thinking about like the person. For everyone, this is like a journey about becoming our higher self, connecting to source energy, to universe, to God, to our higher power. And it's really about our evolution, whether or not we're in physical union or not. That is always the focus. And that can be really challenging, especially with the way the 3D and the way the external world tells us to feel about people or about connections. So I'd be curious to know whether you're feeling like inspired right now in your journey, or whether you're feeling as though you're feeling disconnect. Because I've been feeling as though with the divine feminine side that there's actually kind of waves. There's waves of people who are just riding this sort of steady positive flow. And then there's waves of people who are in very much disconnect, confusion, and avoidance, but that's for the feminines. Okay. So that like is entirely on that side. We do say everything is mirrored in a twin flame connection. That was just something I felt really needed to be specifically heard by the feminines, because sometimes the feminines hear something like that and then they go, oh, that's probably just the masculine. It's not me, which doesn't really help anyone, right? You need to be focused on your own ascension and growth as well. Oh my word. Okay, I'm getting obviously that the masculine has a lot to say and that there's a lot of energy in your shared energy. So what I got was that these cards just kept flipping out, right? Before there was way too many, so I was like, I'm not going to take that. This is it's like a limbo thing because I have some weird cords. I was very worried I was going to topple my light over on top of my face. So I just got 3 cards for the shared energy. I'm going to put those down, read them after. That's really exciting to me because it means that there's a lot of energy towards the shared connection, and that's exciting. When we feel, so if you're on the feminine side that's feeling a little bit more of the disconnect, understand that you might just be veering like the corner to turn into a connection point. All right, last deck here, and then I'm going to start reading. Oh man. I'm getting a lot of throat clearing and a lot of heart activation. If you haven't seen it yet, I put up a little meditation. I'm not super happy with the audio, so I am going to redo and like do similar things. So I will just have some meditations open on the YouTube channel for different chakra clearing exercises. This just helps for if you need like a quick boost, if you just need to you want someone to guide you through so that you can just release and fully be present with yourself and do your own energy healing. So that's what that's for. Oop. Yeah, the shared energy is like really ready to come out this week. It's funny. So sometimes I get feelings just even based on how the cards jump and react. And it's like, I know the cards probably don't have feelings, but hey. So it felt like the feminines are just like, yep, like steady, like, yep, here you go. Kind of maybe like a bit mundane, like a bit yeah, well, just gotta keep moving. Like it's sort of there's something a little dry I'm feeling about the feminine's energy, or the maybe just like needing to put your head down is sort of what I hear. I just hear like, I just need to put my head down and get this done, or what have you. And actually, as I think about that, the last few clients that I've seen, there definitely has been an energy of, yeah, I feel like I just need to put my head down. The thing is, the feminine actually needs to put their head up or away, up or away. So really, the feminine is meant to do things in service, absolutely, in service of the mission, and be the charge that allows the freedom and flexibility and the creative spontaneity, or things like that. So let's see what's going on with the feminine here today. Spiritual connection. So you're being told that this connection that you're wondering about is going to help you lift out of the mundane, actually. So this may be why you're currently experiencing the mundane, so that when this connection comes back to you, you really can see it for the magic that it is. And see, there's, I'm getting that there's a lot of telepathy. So like you can see the pathway there leading from like each of their heads. And this telepathy is something that is helping both sides. So feminine, understand that when you receive thoughts that you then, are like, oh, that's my masculine, or this feels like I'm sending it to them, or I'm receiving, if you kind of have that awareness, understand that they are experiencing that. And I think at this point, understanding that there is something deeper about your connection. And so that telepathic connection is starting to become like a useful guide. Whereas before it might have felt like a fear bringing thing, like this is uncontrollable or I don't understand type of thing. Now it feels like a useful, almost like this is what I'm getting, is like when you're walking through a museum or like a history site or something, and they give you an audio to listen to. So it's like you're walking through your life with like your person in your ear. And so it's like nobody knows, but you're like, oh, I know what's going on here. Like I see. And so it's like both sides are kind of getting that right now is what I'm getting, which is kind of cute. This says let go of control issues, super key for the feminine, especially because this is the part about allowing, right? So when we just put our head down, that kind of acts as though we need to put a bunch of force towards something. If you just need to put your head down, actually, yeah, just think about that. Do you just need to put your head down and do your work, or do your duties, your whatever situation you're currently faced with? For the feminines right now, they're really like being called to put their own career into focus and their own lives and abundance into focus. I just heard a car starting and it distracted me. So I'm going to use this as part of the reading as well, which is that, okay, yeah, that's funny too. It's it's it was this truck outside of my window, and I was like peering out to try and see before this reading, I was peering out to try and see what it was doing. They're doing work like down the street. And yeah, it's so funny. Um, that's like a whole other story, but I was just very curious as to why did they park right in front of my house? There's a bunch of spots down the way and they're doing work like way down the way. So why is this truck right in front of my house? It doesn't bother me. I just was like curious. I was trying to figure it out. And it's funny actually, because it's like let go control issues. Like I don't control the street. You can park wherever you want. But what I just saw was the driver came in and then just went backwards to the spot behind. And so now later I'm going to check, are there actually spots even behind that? Because I'm just so curious. It's bizarre to me that there's like a trailer behind it. So it's like taking your things and moving backwards. So it may be that you as the feminine have gotten so much energy that right now you actually need to almost take a step backwards and say, can I soften into this a bit more? And can I allow for this change really to feel as though I've become it? So it may be that you are still in the midst of playing out some of these aspects. And so you feel like you're not at your destination point of this transformation. But you already are, you already have it here. You had it the day you started. It's about you seeing it and it's about you discovering it. So yeah, feminine, you're getting movement, river. Drink more water too. I have been feeling so much like there's just not enough water in the world for how yeah, how thirsty I am and like how dehydrated I am. That could be I'm just laughing at myself because I just said how thirsty I am and like that's just funny. So the river and movement, I'm really feeling like you would do well to get into that sort of watery space in yourself, that energy of the sacral, of feeling flexible in the flow, and as well nourished, right? So that's what the water feels like to me. It's just like nourishing and cleansing. And I have been detoxing my body, so it does make sense that I, want more and more and more water because that's what your body wants. However, this also feels like um, an old fear arising for the feminines of will I be able to be fully nourished in connection or with another? And the thing is, like, you are if you're giving that energy to yourself. So this is about the feminine understanding their own self resourcefulness within themselves. Okay, going to move on. No, I'm going to pull an angel card for the feminines. I feel as though the feminines, it's like you're so close. That you want, you want to maintain the level of, action that you're currently taking. Whether or not the situation stays is the thing you're gonna have to adapt to. So I do get the feeling like there's going to be some big tower moments and big change around the corner. A few weeks ago, I was getting that, but it felt really, really heavy and dense. I actually didn't even talk about it on here. It was just really, it was just really dark. It took me like many days to sort through some of the stuff as I was like up there kind of searching through answers. And what I got was that there are definitely going to need to be some more heavy toned tower moments. But what I mean by a tower moment is like an unexpected, a sudden change, like a radical shift. Right now, it feels as though the feminines have this awareness that no matter what, that potentially like it could look bad to someone else, but the feminines, you're going to be able to see this clearly at this time. You're going to be able to see it as, this is the thing that's really needing to happen to fall away in order to bring me closer to my mission, right? So if you just see it as your journey here, that might help you with some of the fear as well. Often we get more fear worrying about how other people are going to cope and then how we need to take care of them, right? So rather than what's actually going on, sometimes we worry more about our caretaking role. So feminines, it would be much more powerful to believe that you will have your own individual growth, an individual lesson, and I'm hearing glow up, opportunity, and adventure. You're going to have your own version of that with these tower moments, whether they're happening to you or your divine counterpart or either, right? So let's move on to the masculine. Okay, so masculine, what's going on here? Yeah. So masculines this week, I feel like are in a little bit of a retreat, in a new way. So it says rest and relaxation. Relaxation is essential. And underneath it says we all have a fundamental need to take a break. So I'm actually getting that the masculine needs to take a break from their status quo and their mundane and their life that they're currently living. It feels as though the rest and relaxation is much more on a soul level. So they may be trying to rest and relax, or they may be running from it. Usually it's like one or the other, right? People either try and rest and relax, but they do sort of the opposite, which is actually they get a bit apathetic or lethargic, or you could call it lazy. Like it's not, because it's really like everyone's just doing their best trying to figure everything out. But it's almost like you would, as the masculine here, it's like they step back to relax and then kind of go a bit too far in the relaxation and sort of lose sight of the path. And the other side of that is they could be avoiding rest and relaxation because if they stopped, they have a knowing or a feeling, and they their heart is telling them that if they stopped, they would then be flooded with or faced with the thought of you, their decisions in the past. It sort of like, yeah, it could be either that's happening, is what I'm hearing. Eagle and communion. I love when this card comes out for the masculine. I just feel like masculine and eagle, and this sort of, yeah, looking up at birds. They could be getting a lot of symbolism from birds. I've been seeing red-winged blackbirds all the time lately. That's really, really special for my childhood. So if that's important to you, red-winged blackbirds, tons of those lately. So I'm getting that the masculine right now is actually receiving a lot of signs and symbolism. They're actually connecting to their higher self, to their higher guides, whoever they use. They use angels. They're seeing angels these days. They might also be getting these connections. I'm hearing that someone is like reading stories, like older stories. Um, yeah, I'm getting that someone could be reading like myths or legends or something like that, and like thinking of their feminine. And music, I'm also hearing. That's a fairly common one for masculines, I believe. It's it's like a physical, right? Like music is vibrational. So it's like a vibrational way to shift energy. Okay, also for the masculine, and the whole time I've been with the masculine here, I really have felt like really caught in my throat. So it could be that they're doing some throat clearing right now, figuring out their own voice. Self-expressing. So yeah, this could be the person who's running from, facing their thoughts or facing their feelings here. Okay. And yeah, okay. We have heart to heart conversations. So in thinking about talking, obviously, heart to heart conversation. So this could be part of the reason it could be what they're receiving as like, oh, I really want to have this conversation. I really know I need to. And that rest and relaxation piece it's either catching them um, in the flow because they are ready to take on more, or either, this is hard, okay, because I feel like with some divine masculines, they're going to have some of these tower moments, however they happen. And it's tough because you want everyone just to land softly, like I think if you have a heart, you want people to have an easier way through things. And sometimes the harder you run, the harder you fall, and that's in order to show you something. Sometimes, you can collect momentum and it can be like a heart up, a heart down, and then, just suddenly balance out somehow. So just trust that if you feel like you're in the mix, or if you're a feminine listening to this and your masculine then is going through those things, yeah, try to hold space for that. And just understand that like the dramatics of the situation don't really matter in the end. It's the it's the soul growth that's what matters in the end, and it's the truth behind your connection, which as a feminine I believe right now you're already understanding. And the feminine, I don't know if I showed, but got meditation. I don't think I did. So that's where we're leaving the feminine, right? Is just sort of reflecting. And I'm getting withholding or containing in a positive sense. It's like you're just doing your thing, you know, that you're just doing your thing. You're protecting your energy. And yeah, meditation might be important to you. It's funny, I actually I don't often sit and meditate. I often will find other ways to um, yeah, to connect to my spiritual self and to clear my head. However, this morning I chose to meditate, so that's also really funny. This morning I did choose to meditate out by the pier. I just sat on a barricade and listened. There's so many birds out there right now, like so many birds here. So okay. Also on this heart to heart conversations card, this is something that's really this card is really, really sticking out to me, and it doesn't always, and says honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And this is on the masculine side, right? So this could be part of yeah, this could be part of the throat clearing that they're doing, is preparing to have an honest conversation. I just got like a huge rush of fear. So, I mean, that's masculine energy in a nutshell, probably, right? I don't know. Let me know if that's your masculine, if that makes sense to you. Let me know. Um, and the picture here also is just really fascinating. So you see this, yeah, feminine character approaching this, you know, typically masculine, but please remove gender because these are obviously not representative of all people. Okay. So the feminine here is like speaking to the masculine, masculine looking straight ahead. And then these other onlookers, and they're sort of um, curious. They're sort of curious or sheepish. So I'm wondering whether the masculine is talking to people. The masculine might be able to confide in a couple people about your connection, about what they might want out of it, about what they might want to do. They might even be able to be talking about their fears. So even if they're not coming to you, feminine, with these things, it might be that they are working on addressing them. So try to have the benefit of the doubt in that way, that in some level, on some way, they are doing their best to return to their full self. Because the thing is, when you're both your, you know, full vibrant selves, you are already in union, right? So if you were just to both be high vibing and then like get plunked somewhere, you could just be in union because like you're doing good, right? It's the all the in-betweens and learnings that cause us to have these little bumps. And those bumps are the beauty of the journey. So don't get me wrong. I don't think the goal is to just be in bliss mode, like clear sailing, you know. There's so much more. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a fire sign thing, maybe it's not, but I feel as though the best thing is when you're in connection with someone and the way that they view things or the way that you help each other expands your perception and allows you to do more with your life. That I feel is the purpose of connecting with others, is to expand, right? Why would the purpose of connecting with others to be to take away or to control or to remove? But we see it all the time. The constructs that are in the world currently and the way that a lot of people run their lives ends up being fairly restrictive. So then you're getting playfulness. So I am feeling very strongly, I felt this a lot lately, that when the divine masculine reconnects with the divine feminine here, they're going to want to make sure it's in a playful energy. So that's what they feel. They feel as though they really need to bring lightness to the connection. And so if you feel as though you've gotten some distance, it's likely because they're working on raising their vibration, and they just might not feel as though it's ready yet. That could be a fallacy. They could be lying to themselves about if they're ready or not ready. And, you know how that can just become a fear game. But again, let's try to have the benefit of the doubt that this playful energy is what's going to return. That heart to heart conversation is on its way. And it might already be started on their end, that conversation. Okay, shared energy time. Woo. Man, oh man. I don't know why I'm feeling all these. I'm just feeling fairly clear in my energy. And so very sensitive to what is happening. And I just keep getting this like quick rush of fear that just shoots right up from like my diaphragm, like solar plexus, like whoop, and it's just a really strange feeling. So, and again, I wasn't getting that before. So I know it's not mine. Okay, shared energy. I am feeling so much tightness in the upper back. This is something that, like, physically, I am definitely feeling. I could seriously use some good massages and can't wait. I have some booked, so I can't wait to get them. Um, However, I also am getting that part of this is also collective burden and collective shared energy. So I do often say, especially to clients who come see me who I know are similar in that they are here to help others in their healing as well, that it's sort of like the mark of a healer to have that kind of upper back burden. We don't need to carry that, but it's very common that that's an easy place for us to store and house that energy of other people's pains of the past and emotions of the past. So, as a clairsentient person, someone who is, has clear knowing or clear psychic awareness of feelings, especially, yeah, it can be burdensome. And so, in this shared energy, I really just want to remind you that this is for your benefit and also for others. But right now, I feel the feminines especially need to understand that this is also for you to enjoy and for you to delight in or get pleasure out of, rather than to see it as, one step of your mission, or, you're incomplete if that piece, because it's such a spiritual connection, if you're following this type of path, you might feel as though there's something missing if that connection is not in a place that, your expectations are wanting it to be at. So if you remove the expectations from that equation, and if you remove the other person completely from that equation, you are whole on your own and able to see that this is this is indeed the exact right timing. Okay, wow. This is a really like there was a bunch of cards that popped out for this, and I felt really powerful about the shared energy right now. So I've honestly just been like needing a minute before I start touching the cards. Okay. Like they feel hot and my fingers are starting to sweat. That's how like energized it feels for me. I honestly feel like I need to keep stalling. This is so funny. Maybe this is part of the shared energy because it's just really bizarre for me to feel this way. But I feel like I'm actually nervous to even look at these cards right now, which is so funny. Um, but I'm here, so here we go. I do feel that on both sides they're probably having a bit of this is really good. I'm gonna just like do this for a moment. Like look out, I'm gonna try. Okay. So forgiving and learning, the first card I see here. Forgiving and learning. I do feel for the majority, it's like the feminine forgiving and the masculine learning. They are capable, no, not capable, worthy of forgiveness. It may be that they have the masculine in the past has not been easily forgiven. People have maybe taken their actions the wrong way or held them against them, et cetera, et cetera. And it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Wow, this is really moving me actually. I didn't see this before, but so I do feel there's a lot of angelic connection on both sides of the connection right now. I feel like there's a lot of angelic support. Um, what I noticed here when I looked through, through the camera here, through the computer, I saw this one figure. I didn't realize it was two. So two divine beings protecting this masculine figure and this, it looks almost like a praying or begging feminine. And so the feminine has their head down, which is really funny because how much was I just saying the feminine like just feels like they need to have their head down? This is just, yeah, you just soak up that image. Yeah, I really do feel as though yeah, as that the masculine is actually saying, so in the shared energy here, it feels as though the masculine is like putting their hand on the feminine and saying, it's okay, I've got this. They look a little weary, they're a bit tired, but they're like, it's happening, I've got this. And in the other hand, they have a horn or like a musical instrument. So yeah, I believe they're going, it's like almost like an instrument where you'd like sound a call, and so I believe that the masculine is saying like put your like be safe here, keep your head down, like I've got this, and then they have, yeah, the horn in the other hand, and so they're just basically in that in between. They're a little bit tired, they're a little bit weary and deciding what to do next. That's the shared energy here, but both are protected by divine energy and might be visited by, like, I've had a lot more the few days last few days, maybe a week, been a lot more visited by people who have passed on, ancestors. It's been really moving because I missed some of them, to be honest. And yeah, it's such a like, oh, I don't often cry on camera. Um, it's been such a beautiful reconnection to have people who, truly are looking out for you, because I think in the shared energy, there's also a lot of doubt from people around them. There may be support as well from people around in the shared energy, but there could have also been a lot of doubt from others around on the journey, um, or from those who are not on the journey. That could be the source of the doubt, because they just don't understand how a connection like this could exist, and so immediately, instead of acceptance, there's fear, and so then there's doubt. um, these guardians and guides are so pivotal to your shared journey. So it's something that, should you have honest conversation, it might end up coming out like from either side that you have had some sort of connection with people who have passed on. Okay, that was a lot on one card. That's wild. And like a ton of emotions. So let's card number 2 for the shared energy. Receive with love and appreciation. This entirely makes sense. So both people really need to be in that place of receptivity. And I think this is a reflection of what you're currently in. So both people are in this, I'm ready to listen, I'm ready to receive. I just need to like accept and allow at this point. Um, hmm. Enchantment is the next card here. And so enchantment and receiving, it may be like receiving the magic. So it may have been a long time. These outside influence might be also affecting either side's ability to believe in or see the connection as magical. But that is really what's currently being felt, is that there's something special or unique. And I'm hearing unmatched. I actually hear this word a lot in my head this week, is like unmatched. This is unmatched, or it's like no other, or it's unparalleled. So that's, one of the things that keeps popping into my head. That's just like both. I mean, I think the feminines already inherently understand this, and it might just be the masculines now understand this. So they both share this energy, is that this is really quite magical. There's a special reason why these things happen, and a purpose for both of you in this lifetime, each of you and both of you. So there are parts to your mission and your soul mission that are, and what I mean by soul mission is like your reason for being, your raison d'etre, your purpose, your dharma. Um, there are, yeah, on both sides now, like there is a trust that there is a magical element. There's something very otherworldly about this connection. You're also getting winter solstice and reflection. And I'm also really, really getting drawn to the birch here. And I was just reading about birch yesterday. So I'm going to say this is about the reflection and about the birch rather than the timing of winter solstice. But the birch here is feeling to me like playful, cleansing, and yeah. So, like, my personal story with birch um, goes to my childhood in like 1998. Um, I was really, really bonded with some birch trees, and yeah, some of times with trees at that point in my life were really, really special to me. I would get sick a lot, and I think to be honest, I know now, looking back at my life, that I've always been a very sensitive person, but I was also very, I don't know, I think I was fairly decent at hiding some of those sensitivities. So really, I remember crying about this birch tree falling over. I remember crying about it because there was a big storm, a big ice storm, actually. So it's interesting that it's like winter and birch and ice. And that's why I feel like I need to share this. And so I remember crying about this tree, and it had fallen down, and just I didn't understand at the time that that wasn't normal. And as I got older, I realized not a lot of people bond like that with trees. And that sensitivity is something that I think is very special, and I think is actually innately part of I think it's part of how we are as humans, is that we are meant to be in that place of, a tree falls or an animal gets hurt and we feel something immediately. And this turned off way of feeling is not natural to us, but is fairly ingrained with how we've been raised. So I try to do a lot of work around releasing that, releasing mental limitations and also emotional restrictions or blockages. It's an ongoing journey though. And this birch tree reminded me of the fact that, at the time, I didn't question it. I just felt those things. I felt so strongly that I was just so hurt that this birch tree had to fall over. I felt it had so many years left, and it was just a natural thing. And I ended up making lots of artwork and poems from the bark. That was really lovely. So this also could be part of your shared energy. There could also be a lot of creative inspiration that you're taking from this. That was one of the huge takeaways actually from that moment, was I was able to create so much out of something that seemed so sad to me. I was able to sort of feel like I was honoring it. My parents let me take all these birch bark pieces off, and I don't know, I guess it's easy. You just say, oh yeah, go ahead, but I think, yeah, they didn't get it removed right away and whatever. I was able to sort of be with the tree a little bit before it, left. Cause yeah, the ice storm meant like that wasn't a priority. There was like power was a priority, right? Stuff like that. So yeah, interesting. Okay, the next one is wolf instinct. So both energy, your shared energies, you're just going on instincts. At this point, you're not trying to question stuff that's happening. You're just going on like what feels right. And that feels really clear. And the last card, this just, sorry, that face, I don't hide a lot. I should not play poker ever, honestly. I don't know. Maybe I'd be good at it if I could really, really know why I needed to hide my feelings. But if I showed up like this, no, I would not be good at poker. This card that just came out, the reason I had that reaction was because I was like, some people might not want to hear this. If you're not in connection with your person right now, and this seems like entirely impossible, take this as it could be like a step forward. So what I got was new moon and promise. And this is my engagement card. Like every time I see this, I always think of proposals or engagement. So it could be that engagement is on the way. If that feels like that might be right for you and your person, engagement could be on the way. It could also be a promise of some kind, some sort of deepening, Could also be a time out, just time away, right? So I see this as sort of like they're removed from things and just, one with the sunset and just looking out at it. It could be planning aspects of your future because there's that like promise, like a promise of tomorrow type thing. So that's the energy. There's a lot going on there. So I'd be happy to chat about that with you if you wanted to do an individual session and see what's specifically going on with you and your person. Or any other reading if you're wanting, for the feminine, if you really want to just focus on your own journey, you could always book like a shamanic journey session with me or an intuitive guidance, like something that's not even love focused, just so that you can hone in on your own stuff. However, love readings are on there. You can see all that contact stuff, all the booking things below. And yeah, the Align Your Life also is a really exciting one. So if you're looking for a way to feel aligned in your energy and just get things feeling on track, or, believe in that kind of magic again, this Align Your Life challenge, it's a 1-week challenge, March 22nd to 28th. Really excited for it. I have a few people signed up already for the Sunday Soul Circle, which will culminate at the end. You can come free to the first Sunday Soul Circle, but I highly recommend you do the Align Your Life beforehand, because I think, we'll celebrate the Align Your Life challenge before the Sunday Soul Circle. Then we'll do the Sunday Soul Circle and you'll get like all this clarity and guidance. So it'll almost superpower you for a few more weeks. I timed them out in tandem. So hopefully some people might be able to attend both. But yeah, really excited for that. And again, the Sunday Soul Circle, you can see all that information on my website. And I just posted some stuff we'll be posting on Instagram or talking about that. So yeah, really happy to be here. Really looking forward to continuing to serve all of you, and hoping that your new moon promise comes in soon. So very exciting for those of you who that might be coming for. And take care. We'll chat soon.